Hello everyone, I am back with yet again another showcase. As you can tell, I'm finally locking in with the showcases so I can get through showing off all these models so I can answer any questions possible. So yeah, this is my 2026 Classic Thomas, Annie, and Clarabel. Starting with Thomas, like James, I painted his buffers in magnet black, his footplate light gray, and his lamp white with a little yellow dot. His face is currently from a capsule Playrail Thomas, though I do have a Bandai mini diecast Thomas face for the happy expression. His smoke box is from a... Stop doing that. Okay, there. His smoke box is from an 80th Thomas, and his funnel is from the 2026 Thomas. As you can tell, I had to modify the frames at the front so, they would fit behind the magnet. And as you can see, his funnel isn't nearly as clean as I'd want it to be. You can see some of the rough spots for me cutting it off, but cutting the original one off at least. But yeah. Next up, I lowered him on his chassis. I recorded the process, but I don't know if I'm gonna post it because it came off. The video just looks really not bad. It just looks half done, I guess. I don't know. I'll probably post it or redo it at some point, but anyway, I also painted under the area between his splashers and wheel arch. Stop doing that. Okay, there. I painted the area under his splashers and wheel arch. Painted his whistle gold, which you can barely see, but it's there, trust me. And lastly, my most recent addition, in fact. Oh yeah, I also painted his back buffers black too, but my most recent addition is painting the bunker lining. And of course, one of the first things I did was paint that tail lamp white. So yeah. Overall, I like 2026 Thomas. While I do prefer the overall proportions to the 80th one, it does still need some modifications. Overall, as a base model, the 80th one is way better in proportions. But when you modify them and mix their best parts, I feel like the 2026 one could really, be a great Thomas. So, yeah. Anyway, Annie and Clarabel. Let's zoom out. There we go. Okay, Annie and Clarabel. Let's start with Annie. Annie is my first 2026 Annie. This is the one I got from Walmart.com. There. As you can see, her face and, while I'm at it, Clarabel's face were made by removing the back supports from the 2026 Annie's face, cutting out a cardboard stencil to the exact same size and shape as it, and then gluing them in the place of the face instead of, the 2026 face. I also sanded off the little swirly details on the front and repainted it. Could I have filled in the gaps better? Yeah, I definitely could, and I probably will before I get to filming with these. But personally, I don't mind it too bad for now. The faces are hand painted, which is why they kind of look weird. I had to keep going back and fix the expressions, but I feel like it looks fine. I used rubbing alcohol to remove the swirly details on the sides, and on each side I painted Annie, her nameplate. That was hand painted, acrylic paint, so yeah, of course it doesn't look the best. Last but not least, her roof is just apple barrel gloss white, although I will give her a clear coat of matte, so she won't look as good, because in my series I want Annie and Clarabel to look nice and old, and yeah. Anyway, here's Clarabel. Something unique with Clarabel okay, let's get the basic stuff over with. I did the same thing, wrote her name, got rid of the swirly details, sanded down the swirly details on the front, or now back, and repainted her face and painted the roof white. Now, I flipped the body around, which I did by removing some of the supports on the inside of the body. I, of course, gave her a different expression. This expression is more based on the hit era happy face, while this one's more based on the classic series, Happy Face. I gave her the actual guards compartments. I was originally going to keep these exclusive to my red coaches, my branch line coaches, but you know what? I just thought Clarabel's a branch line coach, so yeah, I might as well give them to her. Anyway, that's really it, so let's get one more good look at everyone at the same time. And here's how they look all together. And one question I've gotten is how, how Annie and Clarabel scale with Adia Thomas. So let me grab one of my complete Adia Thomases instead of this one that's in parts. Alright, so this isn't exactly an unmodified Thomas, but all I really changed was filling in the front buffer beam and changing the buffers and changing the wheel spacing. So yeah, this is basically at its core just an 80th Thomas, has the same footplate height and size and everything. And here's how he looks with 2026 Annie and Clarabel. He scales really well. 2026 Thomas. He's around the right height. You know, that's a good classic height, classic series height. And yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.